seconds left.
Okay, so I accidentally printed the wrong speech before I came down here, and I went and printed another one, so I'm hoping this is the right version. But I want to say hello to everybody, and for those of you who don't know me, which from looking around the room is the vast majority of you, I'm going to say my name is Alicia, and I'm Kathleen's maid of honor. You saw me having a meltdown in the ceremony today. I want to thank you all for being here with us to celebrate Nick and Kathleen. I want to thank Nick for finally proposing, and I want to thank Kathleen for being early for the first time in her life. I know quite a few of us have given Nick a hard time over the years when he was going to propose to our beautiful bride here, and she is the #1 culprit for it. But it's actually not his fault that it took 7 years to get to this point. Back in 2014, Nick and I were trying to plan a surprise visit for Kathleen. We were both in our undergrad, we were going to Fredericton, we had a whole weekend planned, and before we were to surprise Kathleen, Nick and I were going to go ring shopping. However, I was a fool and I texted Nick when he was in the shower and his phone was left unprotected next to Kathleen, who saw my name pop up on his phone and assuming that we were once again making fun of one another, opened up the phone and read our entire conversation about the plan. So while most people would have put the phone down and pretended that it did not happen, Kathleen draws attention to it, and as punishment, Nick told her she'd have to wait years again for a potential proposal. And well, Nick is a man of his word. I first met Kathleen in grade 6. I couldn't tell you how we met or what we were doing, but I can tell you that even though we hadn't lived in the same city since we were in grade 10, and our schedules never seemed to align, that we've been through the big moments together, and more importantly, the smaller moments that shaped us into who we are today. We've gone through the loss of loved ones, we've suffered through our first jobs in tacky Tim Hortons and McDonald's uniforms, where we learned that caffeine dependence and hangry are a real thing. We wrote letters back and forth through our undergrad so that we could draw out pictures of our res room floor plans. We found out and slightly panicked about the final balance of our student debt. And my absolute favorite to date, which was seeing her walk down the aisle to her best friend. I promise I really don't cry this often. It's not a common thing. She's always been a force to be reckoned with. She's completely self-assured. She's brilliant, she's stubborn, and as I found out more in the last week that I've stayed with them, she's a little bit more OCD than I remember. There was never a doubt that she wouldn't have everything she ever wanted. What I have had the privilege to watch over the years is her soften to show more people how kind and big-hearted she is. And I think a lot of that has to do with the man sitting beside her today. Nick, it has been an absolute pleasure having you in my life and watching the two of you grow with one another. You have evolved into even better people than you were when I first met you. And from the time we all Skyped, I knew you'd be around for the long haul. And today, I couldn't be happier to be here to celebrate the two of you starting your next chapter. So, to the bride and groom, I want to congratulate, as Robin would say, Kathleen and Ryan for their beautiful day. But in all honesty, a toast to our bride and groom, Nick and Kathleen. I wish you all the luck and the happiness and the strength for the future, because Lord knows the both of you are stubborn as hell and you're gonna need it.